All right, let's finish it off with this one. This is about the Steelers and potentially Shedeur Sanders and causing a rift between the one guy who we started talking about on this show when we first started going, and that is Aaron Rodgers. And I know nobody wants to hear about Aaron Rodgers anymore. I know we're tired of it. I know that Joe Flacco coming off the board only kind of pisses everybody off a little bit more, even if you weren't about Joe Flacco, because you're just looking at it going, everybody else is getting quarterbacks, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, what are we doing? I hear you. Well, according to Mike Florio, this is why they're waiting. Quote, I think that it's a bigger issue, and it's going to be more like this. What if we determine halfway through the season that this just isn't the year for the Steelers to do anything significant? Okay, let's find out what the young guy has. So I think you introduce a potential awkwardness. I don't think he wants to go into a situation where there's going to be a chance. He is referencing the fact that Aaron Rodgers is now holding out because he does not want the Pittsburgh Steelers to draft a quarterback. And if they do draft one in the first round, that he may not sign with them. My response is this. That might be true. You could find yourself in a Kirk Cousins situation. But at the end of the day, the Steelers need to protect themselves, and that should not change. They should not look at this any differently and say, oh, well, we have to make sure that Aaron's comfortable. No. Shedeur Sanders is there 21 and he's your guy. You take him. That's what you do. You don't even think twice about it. You don't care about Aaron Rodgers. At that point, you've got your guy. And you could go through a year of struggle with Shedeur Sanders or whoever and figure it out from there. And that's much more okay than pleading to a dude who's hung you on a string for the last 5 weeks. No questions asked. Aaron Rodgers, in my head, is losing value in Pittsburgh by the second. And every day that passes, you have to care less and less about what's holding him back. You know, like there are questions constantly. Should the Steelers offer him a bigger contract just to kind of push it over the edge? No, they should not. They should not abide by the rules of somebody who clearly does not want to be here. That's what they shouldn't do. And when it comes to the NFL draft, it's the same way. It makes way more sense for you to go get a first-round quarterback than it does to sign Aaron Rodgers. It just does. And I don't think that you're finding a franchise quarterback in this year's draft and that your chances of doing so next year are significantly higher. But if that's the way that you're thinking, is it's between these two, and Aaron saying, I'm not coming if you're drafting, who cares? Let him walk. Let him wait for Minnesota. Let him go retire. Doesn't matter. At this point, I think Aaron Rodgers could be a very valuable asset to the Steelers as a mentor. But I also don't think that you change anything if he's holding back because he doesn't want to be that mentor. I think that all this is just building up the snowball effect. And again, you do not change your plans for Aaron. If Shedeur is your guy, which he's going to be the guy for the next couple of weeks, until they bring in a Jalen Milroe, until they bring in somebody else that's bigger or has just as loud of a name, that's going to be the case. It is going to be Shedeur Sanders to the Steelers at 21. It'll be all the talk of the town, whether it happens or not. Aaron's going to hear all of it, and nobody should be changing anything for Aaron Rodgers where we sit right now. Whether he signs or not, shouldn't change your draft plans, even in the slightest, because the second that it does, you have now put yourself in a deeper hole to say, okay, now we're screwed. You know, the Steelers should look at it and say, what was our draft plans if we completely eliminated Aaron Rodgers? If we completely removed the quarterback situation as a whole, what is our draft plans? Is it Shedeur Sanders at 21? Is it Kenneth Grant at 21? Is it Matthew Golden at 21? Is it Nicky Muware at 21? If it's any of those guys, it should remain those guys. Nothing should change because, well, it doesn't matter. If you go into the season with Aaron Rodgers or Mason Rudolph, it's not the ideal situation either way. Don't hold yourself back from a guy that you believe in because you do not know how a guy that is not on your team, who has strung you along for 5 weeks, is going to react.